Hello everyone and welcome to another high elo game of Age of Empires. Today somebody called Deborah Harry because we are rushing not to the yayo but to the gold, as Prodan, playing as the Malians in blue, gets ready to duke it out with Survivalist playing as the Teutons in red. Now while the players heard their hurdles, explore their immediate surroundings and try to get their butts up to Feudal Age ASAP. Let's take a look at the civilizations first and then the map itself, because we are on Gold Rush today. And then let the players have at it. Now, the Malians, a civilization classified as quote-unquote infantry, but it is really so much more. To start with, sure, units produced in a Malian barracks do get extra pierce armor for free, starting in the Feudal Age, all the way up to +3 in Imperial. Yesterday, we saw the Burmese, whose infantry get a +1 attack boost, +3 in Imperial. Now we're seeing pierce armor boost, +3 in Imperial. And the Malian unique unit is the Gabedo, a very quick infantry unit with a strong ranged melee attack, but terrible HP and weak base armor. Now, beyond their infantry, this is where the Malians get cool. They can actually upgrade their they can actually upgrade their cavalry to get a massive +5 attack boost. Will he push 1 or 2 zebras? Which is amazing for them, because even though they don't get hussars or paladins, with this upgrade, the Malian Cavalier does come with a higher attack than a paladin, and their light cavalry and heavy camel riders are some of the strongest in the game. Now, if instead you chose to go the archer route, you'll have plenty of wood to train your army, since all Malian buildings except for farms do cost 15% less wood. And to help build your military up as fast as possible, Malian gold miners do drop off 10% more gold, which on a map like this is a godsend. Their universities work 80% faster, and their settlements can be harder to raid because the Malians can actually upgrade their town centers to fire 8 arrows when empty and up to 18 arrows when fully garrisoned, compared to the usual 10 fired by most fully garrisoned town centers, except, of course, the Teuton town center. Let's take a look at them. A brawler civilization designed literally to take a punch to the face. All Teuton barracks and stable units get free extra melee armor starting in castle, and then even more in Imperial. Their siege units can be upgraded to get a big +4 melee armor boost. Their towers have extra space for more units to garrison inside, and therefore fire more arrows. And by the way, same goes for their town centers. Take a look at this. 0 out of 25 garrison space compared to the usual 0 out of 15. They also, by the way, get murder holes and herbal medicine upgrades free of charge, so their units can heal super fast inside castles while they're protected against melee units. And by the way, speaking of those Teutonic castles, they can actually be upgraded to get a massive +3 range boost and actually fire arrows when garrisoned by infantry, which in Age of Empires 2 is a pretty big deal, since usually only villagers and archer units garrisoned inside a castle will add more arrows to that castle. Now, once the field of battle becomes bloody, well, Teutonic units have a higher resistance to conversion, and if they're hurt, can be healed by monks, their own monks, from twice the distance. This is fantastic news for their unique unit, the Teutonic Knight, a super slow but incredibly powerful, heavily armored infantry unit. And to support a big, hungry population, the Teutonic Farm, of all things. I apologize, I'm going to explain why I stuttered there for a second. The Teutonic Farm comes in at a 40% discount. Why did I stutter? Because all of a sudden my mind is going to, hey, this Civ matchup is kind of like a little bit of a puzzle piece. The Malians have a wood discount on all of their structures except for farms, whereas the Teutons have a wood discount only on farms. Survivalist trying to trap the scout, or at the very least save his villager. Is there any relief coming for her? No, she is on her own, which means micro be damned, she dies and Prodan takes the first kill of the game. So some cool similarities actually between these two civilizations, at least on paper. And those of you who watch the channel know I love nothing more than comparing civilizations on paper. Again, you have the wood discount, where I guess if you were to put the pieces together, if these two civilizations ever got married, let's say, if such a thing can happen outside the deranged mind of yours truly, they would have a wood discount on every structure in the game that costs wood. Well, there you go. On top of that, you got special town center features, one that automatically comes with 10 more garrison space, one that comes with Tigui, where they fire up to 18 arrows when fully garrisoned, 8 when ungarrisoned. One comes with free extra melee pierce armor, one comes with extra melee armor, but it also applies to their stable units, and we'll see how well that melee armor does against the Farimba upgrade, one of the most deadly upgrades in the game, adding +5 to their light cav, their heavy cav, their camels. It is such a ridiculously strong upgrade. And now let's take the blinders off. Let's take a look at the map. We are at the Sarlacc pit, except instead of a Sarlacc, a giant monster, it is filled with gold. And you'll see in a second why you need this gold, even though it's guarded by a lot of clones of the Ghost and the Darkness here. Pairs and pairs of lions guarding this central gold. Now, why do you need this central gold? Take a look at the minimap. You notice when you're in your starting positions, you only get 7 patches of gold. 5,600 gold in the immediate vicinity and not much else. Stone count also not great on this map. 10,000. Look at the gold. 51,000. 40 of that is in the center. Almost 40, I would say. Food count also scarce. Wood count, as you can see on the minimap, pretty much on the periphery. Not really a lot happening inside the center, except for this giant pimple full of gold. And so we'll see. It looks like Prodan wants to be the first to aggress. Teuton getting tower rushed is about as funny as you can get in Age of Empires, if you can even describe this game as funny, or moves in this game as funny. I'm noticing a lot of cracked terrain. If you're not familiar with how this works, any structure whose center point touches cracked terrain takes 20% more damage when it's attacked by anything, units, structures, etc. And our Malian wants to press in here. Survivalist channeling his inner arena player, is already walling this part of his settlement out, in, whatever, in for him, out for his opponent. But with archers present, where is his stone, by the way? Okay, so he does have both his stone, primary and secondary, to the rear, which means he can also start putting up some tower defense. And Teuton towers, remember, they can fit 10 villagers compared to the usual 5. And that's why I said it's a little funny to see a Teuton getting tower rush. It's also a little funny to see Survivalist lose 2 villagers right from the very beginning of the game. He is still in Feudal, so forget about the towers, except now maybe. Oh my goodness. Okay, Prodan may not even let Survivalist get to Castle Age. A couple of villagers shocked, shell-shocked at what the hell is going on here. How have things deteriorated so badly? Oh no, is Survivalist going to lose another unit? He loses another unit! Our Malian takes the kill, 3-2. He's got 4 archers inside this Teuton base, but like I said, if there's ever a civilization that can take a punch to the face, it is the Teutons. Farms are cheaper. Towers and TCs can fit more units, and it looks like the tower protecting the stone. So he's going to fight back this tower push with a tower defense of his own. Will he lose another villager? Sure, certainly does look like it, or will... No, he does. 4 kills to 0 to the south. FU lumber camp to the north. These archers, this is a one-way trip for them. They cannot escape anywhere. This is blocked off to the edge of the world, and everything else is guarded by the Squircle of Death. I guess the tower is actually... Is this a Squircle? I know the town center is a Squircle. If you're not familiar with what the hell a Squircle is, why I keep saying that, it's a mixture of a square and a circle where there's certain parts that are flat and then the edges are rounded, whereas I think a tower is just a pure circle. So circle, Squircle doesn't really matter. The archer's going to be real annoying here. They need fletching if they want to be a little bit more annoying. Behind us, though, our Malian. Our Malian. Where is the map control? Where are the forward villagers? And on a map like this, where your beginning resources are so scarce, especially gold, if you're able to mine 10%, I mean, the bonus description is drop off 10% more gold. I'm assuming that means in a patch of 5,000 gold, the Malians can extract 5,500. And so getting 10% extra of this scarce, and what's 7 times 800? It is 5,600 gold. So they have an extra 560 gold in their center, pardon me, in their initial starting position. And Prodan has taken control of the map. It's a very soft, very tentative control. He's going to start losing units now. Survivalist pops out skirmishers and will be able to kill these archers. The archers, beautiful, hugging the minimum range here. Prodan is not making it easy for Survivalist, but ultimately does lose 3 archers. So a little bit of that extra gold just being flushed down the toilet. Actually, if you have 560 extra gold, losing 135 is not that little. But it's extra, it's free. It's like when you're playing with casino money or you go on a heater. Blackjack has been nice to you, the dice have been nice and craps, and now you're kind of gambling with their money. So it's not bad. Not bad at all. Tower put up, tower canceled, 4 villagers on stone for our Malian. What the hell was the point of that? Why did you delete it and then just replace it 1 tile away? He's desperately trying to break into here. I don't know why. This was originally a rescue mission. so that he could rescue those 3 archers. But with those 3 archers dead, not too sure there's any point here. Maybe move forward, distract some of these skirmishers. Tower canceled again. He doesn't have the stone for another one for a little bit. Survivalist is getting lucky with some of these maneuvering moves out of our Malian. And now he's in, but we saw in to do what? In to do what? Where? There is not much room here to operate. Scout moves to rear end, but does nothing. Just kind of stops and stares at the skirmisher's ass for a little bit. Much like we all had to see Mike Tyson's ass in that Netflix live stream. Adding insult to injury, salt to the wound. We had to stare at a 58-year-old man's ass. Scouts are finally in, and they do kill the skirmishers. Unfortunately, the skirmishers got more and more archer units. There's a stable with some building materials on the roof. Always like to see these little tiny details. And here we go. Another tower. And that tower, by the way, perfectly placed, is going to deny this stone mining. That being said, as we saw, Survivalist does have extra stone here to the rear as well. I'm like 100% sure he's seen it. Yeah, of course he has. 3 villagers left for our Teuton. He is still not securing any part of the pimple. No one is gathering any kind of major resources to write home about. Our Teuton might buy his way up to castle. He does have 430 gold, almost 200 food right up until the moment he started spending it. But the Malian tower is up. But there's not much he can do to defend it. 2 archers die on the retreat. 3 villagers. Will he lose one more? Will he lose one more? It's certainly pathing into the tower fire area. But he's luring the tower fire with an archer. So he saves them. Never mind. I thought 3D chest, 4D chest. No, that's just a patrol command. And a market going up. Okay, so the northern attack has stalled out. Has faltered. Has died. Looks like Survivalist has managed to kill one of those forward villagers, and they are now pivoting to the south. 3 villagers, 3 archers, 4 scouts. A little bit of everything here. 11 kills to 9 for our defender. Another archer moves forward, but another tower. Prodan's being very hesitant to defend these villagers, or at the very least try to distract these skirmishers. His tower placement is incredibly risky for somebody who only has 2 villagers building them. 2 half-dead villagers, I should say. Oh yeah, forget this guy. This guy's got 5 HP. He's not gonna do anything in the front lines. And this is actually a scenario where the skirmishers can actually gun down some of these villagers, but finally the archers are brought forward. Hey, you're in the army. You know your role is to risk your life, and there's that 4th villager being brought forward. Not quite fully healthy, but not dead either. Tower goes up, insert the villagers. 1 more villager dies. Survivalist. I mean, Survivalist is squeezing this Malian lemon as much as he can. Any tower that goes up, any unit that moves forward, he is trying to get as much value as possible by killing them. He still has a 2-unit kill lead. He's killed 2 villagers to 3. See what the Teuton base looks like behind us. 2 villagers seeding a farm. Okay, not the most perhaps efficient. Couple of villagers doing nothing. Prodan is housed. He is housed, and I don't see a house under construction anywhere. Uh-oh. Oh no, he's gonna be housed for a while. Archers also move into the tower fire. One of them does die. Now it sounded like a villager died also. Yeah, a villager died right there. Dissipating into the sands. And for the second time, our Malian is busted in through the south. By the way, our Malian still doesn't realize he's housed. There we go. Hello, that took a while. Survivalist still down 48 population to 55. So being housed is not good. Get me the hell off this planet. It's not good, but when you're already ahead 7 units compared to your opponent, it's not terrible. I mean, it's pretty bad, but it's not terrible with a capital T. Survivalist, a minute 20 from Castle Age, just needs to keep this Malian army the hell away from his juicy inside guts. And if he can do that, then, I mean, once you hit Castle Age, then you have knights that can come out. Although, I don't see a stable. Okay, I don't see very much here for Survivalist, who loses his gate. And now the Malian is in. Okay, well, not too sure what the point of that wall individually was. I guess to make the army go around to the left or the right. Either way, whether that was here or not, these 2 towers are still up. This town center still can be garrisoned. Our Malian has so much gold, so much stone, and so little food. Is he going to buy his way up to the castle age once Survivalist hits in the next 7 seconds? I mean, he's going to be in a bit of a panic mode once Survivalist does ultimately hit. And let's see what he does now. Okay, and immediately buy, and go up to castle age himself. Okay. Well, there you go. Another archer bites the dust. And what is Survivalist doing? Okay, forget. I thought he was going to start pumping out some knights. Castle Age, they do come with +1 melee armor. Not that these scouts are going to be very dangerous to a Teutonic knight. Oh man, Survivalist, so many villagers, so little space to build. Looks like a third of that workforce, maybe even 40% of that workforce is doing nothing. And there we go. Now they've now they've shifted to seeding 1 farm amongst all of them. And the castle, what's the placement like? Doesn't really get any of his opponent's towers, but what the hell am I seeing on the production tab for our Teuton? 4 Teutonic Knights. Squires and armor for them as well. Now, these are not barracks units, so they do not get free armor. They do not move fast, but the gate is up. No way home for this blue army. That being said, does our Malian care? Take my army. I'm on my way to Castle Age myself. He gets another villager, and now the Teutonic Knights are going to have an absolute orgy of killing here. There is literally nothing in this army that can do any damage to this unit. You attack on a 5. Hey, I have 3 pierce armor. And clang, clang, clang goes the trolley and the swords, and down goes those units. Down go those units. High ground archers here are Malian. Okay, crossbow bodkin. So he is going to try to outnumber the Teutonic Knights. Although that being said, Survivalist, no more Teutonic Knights for him. Infantry armor upgrades, though, suggest that we're going to get to see something bipedal. I'm a little bit... How do I put this? A little bit shocked that our Malian hasn't taken control of the center position. It's been about 20 or so minutes of Malian push, Malian attack, Malian, hey, I'm going to decide where the battles happen. First they were down here, then they pivoted up here, then they happened in front of this castle, now they happen down here. It's really the Malian who is dictating where these attacks and where the battles are going to happen. And now he goes with 1 villager who may not even make it. Okay, never mind. The lions on the low ground. Mangonel pops out for Survivalist. Will not live for very long. Doesn't get a single crossbow. Great micro out of our Malian there, while also simultaneously fighting off a lion and more villagers. But the Ghost and the Darkness clones, they start attacking. If you're not familiar with that is, they are the man-eaters of Tsavo. Google it. There was an amazing movie with Val Kilmer and oh my god, who played Michael Douglas? I was gonna say who played Gordon Gekko, sounding like an idiot after all my 80s references in the beginning of the cast of Deborah Harry or Debbie Harry. Rush of the Yayo, which featured prominently in Scarface. Okay, preemptive splits. Now there's a monk, though. Now there's villagers repairing. Now he loses 3 crossbows. And to not know Michael Douglas. Oh, what a shame. Okay, he's going after the monk. To be fair, the mobility here is in favor of our Malian. Right up until that moment, you lost 1 unit to conversion's not terrible, but getting pancaked like that. And Survivalist finally at the 32-minute mark of the game is in a position where he's cleared up the enemy. Look at his army. What the hell? He's got 1 of everything. He's got a battering ram, a scorpion, a mangonel, a monk, an archer, a crossbowman, and 7 Teutonic Knights. Because why the hell not? What is our Malian doing? 3 crossbowmen. They are all on the retreat. He is getting his own high ground castle. Mind the gold, says the caster in between clenched teeth. Survivalist going up to a 2nd TC of his own. Our Malian adding a 3rd inch very securely. Why there? Right now, the name of the game is extract as much goodies out of the Sarlacc pit as you can, and then make it impossible for your opponent to do the same. Plop down houses, plop down, I don't know, mining camps left, right, and center. Do whatever the hell you need to do. But Survivalist also not paying attention. Enters his units into the firing radius of a castle. A castle, though, without ballistics is not that scary of a castle to a unit that's a little bit faster than a Scorpion. These three crossbowmen, I guess they want to see what's going on here to the north. They can, in fact, get some of these villagers if they wanted to. But the real threat here is our Teuton going Teutonic Knights. I don't know that our Malian has anything that can counter a Teutonic Knight in the Castle Age. I'm trying to think. I mean, there's your standard Farimba, you know, roid up your cavalry. They're not great. The Teutonic Knight comes with massive amounts of pure melee armor. But our Malian's best defense right now is rush your butt up to Imperial. You know why? So that you can get out this unit. Where are you? There you are. Hand Cannoneers. Hand Cannoneers don't give a shit about your Pierce armor, and on top of that come with a +10 attack bonus against infantry. So not only is the Teutonic Knight's Pierce armor his Achilles heel, aside from, of course, his movement speed, but having an added +10 attack bonus against him. Ooh, he's trying to get the monk. He's trying to maneuver around the TKs. He's going to go after the monk. He's going to go after the monk, but no ballistics. Didn't need it. Didn't need it at all. The last of the infrastructure is being cleared out. I see another body of reinforcements. Gabetos! Okay, you better not be fighting Teutonic Knights with the Gabetos. No, this is a melee attack unit. Like the throwing axeman, 11 melee damage against 9 melee armor means they do 2 freaking damage. 40 Gabetos needed to one-shot a Teutonic Knight. This, on the other hand, is exactly what you want to do with them. Beautiful maneuvering out of Prodan here. Remove them immediately. Maybe go after the university. Ooh. Definitely go after the university. Okay, has he seen it? He must have seen it. Yeah, he does. Or has, rather. Okay, now he's retreating, getting wheelbarrow. Survivalist 17 seconds away from ballistics. I'm hoping all these ranged upgrades he's got are basically indications that we're going to get to see crenellations. Pardon me. This always confuses me. I generally know, as a caster probably should. Ooh, good attack around there. Which unique techs are Imperial, which are Castle Age. But the Teuton one always confuses me. I don't know why. I can never remember exactly which is which. Uh-oh. 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 Okay, house is down. But Survivalist saw this coming from a mile away, loses 2 more villagers. I mean, Prodan has killed 16 villagers to Survivalist's 4 villager kills. He's ahead 6 villagers himself. And now finally the mining operation. But this is not enough. 16 more villagers. You need a lot more. Your opponent is gathering a force that it looks like it might be unstoppable. What the hell is this? Survivalist. We've seen meme builds this entire last few days. I mean, we've seen all of them. Everyone just doubling down on their unique units. I never in a million years thought against the Malians, such a mobile civilization with such a hard-hitting light cavalry raiding unit, and with hand cannoneers, that we would see a doubling down, a meme build of Teutonic Knights. What the hell? Ooh, fancy maneuvering. Will he save it? Will he save it? Looks like he does save it. Although, what the hell are you doing? Get the hell out. The hell out of here already. Ooh, never mind. He's just keeping the arrow fire concentrated on him while the Gabetos move in and snipe a 17th, an 18th, a 19th, a 20th, and a 21st villager. We've seen Survivalist, how do I put this, succumb to this in the past. By the way, that tower looks like it did kill the crossbowman. He just loses so many villagers randomly here and there to raiding units. And there we go, Imperial Age for our Malian. But now 48 Teutonic Knights. Is he waiting until the maximum 60 control group? Is that what's happening here? My goodness, look at them. Look at them. To be fair, they're not exactly dressed for some desert fighting, but the desert kind of ends and then a bit more of a lush climate. Now this is good. Scorpions are good. Now, I mean, I say scorpions are good. And you know what? I'm going to stick by that. Even without heavy scorpions, which the Malians don't get. Unless I'm super confused. No, they don't get heavy scorpions. The movement speed of the TK is really going to be what betrays it here. But Survivalist says, you know what? I'm not exactly sure what you have. You must have been building a bunch of infrastructure behind this. Little does he know that his opponent hasn't built anything behind this. So I'm just going to send in the siege tower to investigate. Let me see what's going on. Where the heck are the Gabetos? Oh, they're up here in the north. And in come the Teutonic Knights. Let's see how quickly... +6 attack bonus against buildings. And unlike the Teutons who get murder holes for free, the Malians do not. And our Malian has made and taken 0 precautions against this kind of push. He didn't scout it. He didn't get murder holes. He's finally getting chemistry. Treb falls. Only a meager 55 Teutonic Knights left. And now they're starting to get got, but one here, one there is not going to stop this red flow. And now we've got a siege shower full of them heading further. How many archery ranges? I mean, where are the military buildings? Do you see a single thing except the barracks? I see a blacksmith. I see the market. What the hell is Prodan doing? Look at his resources. He's got the perfect resources for a hand cannon transition. And he's already gotten chemistry, which takes a long ass time to get. 100 seconds. Where's your military industrial complex? Your buildings are cheaper. I don't know that you can rely on castles. Your university has been busted down. I don't think you got murder holes. I guess I can just check here. Yeah, he does not have murder holes. He's doubling down on Gabetos. I don't know. I don't know about this. Teutonic Knight here to the left. Bunch of Teutonic Knights here to the right. More Teutonic Knights have been dropped off by their siege Uber to the north, and things are not going well here for Prodan. What an absolute collapse of the Malian civilization. Now, luckily for him, a good chunk, 16 Teutonic Knights are just hanging out over there to the right. Castle kills that one. Town Center and Gabeto combo kill that one. I mean, does he even have Tigui? Doesn't even have Tigui. That's the upgrade that makes the town centers at least fire. 8 arrows went on garrison. Our Malian just absolutely in a state of shock at the moment. That's the only thing I can think of as to why he's not taking all necessary precautions. The second you saw 40 Teutonic Knights, you need to place down 6, 7, 8 archery ranges, immediately murder holes. And he got none of that. He is going Gabetos. There's murder holes. There's ballistics. Okay, so he is starting. Are they elite at the very least? They are not even elite. Okay, so these Teutonic Knights are basically just a run amok. Survivalist still, by the way, has 55 of them. He is now taken the Sarlacc pit himself, although farms here. Okay, I'm sure you've got plenty of farms back home. Maybe not. Never mind. Now, eventually, the Gabeto count will be such that they will be able to maybe not one-shot, but 2 or 3-shot these Teutonic Knights. The problem is when you're 2-3-shotting Teutonic Knights, and there's 55 of them, the other 54 are going to close in on your infrastructure and absolutely wreck you. And Survivalist is just gathering his army. I don't think Prodan is going to see this until it's way too late. Oh, look at that. Down it goes, and now into the darkness his vision has fallen. That sounded very Tolkien-esque. I didn't mean for it to sound like that. And these Gabetos, I mean, does Prodan think that they do pierce damage? Am I wrong? I think they do melee damage. Yeah, melee attack. And his resources are gone. I mean, I don't understand what's going on here for our Malian. He is playing it so cool. He's not trading a single military unit. And like I said, the only thing I can think of is that he is in a state of absolute shock. Or I'm like a silver lining kind of person, or he thinks he can out-micro these Teutonic Knights. He can kite them all the livelong day. Maybe that's what he thinks. In the meantime, there is some action to the south as those Teutonic Knights make their way towards the castle. But now the castle has murder holes. Now the castle has ballistics. So a bit of a tougher nut to chew. Survivalist is down to 39 Teutonic Knights. He's gobbled up the center. I feel like I'm seeing more infrastructure, but no, it's more farms. Why is he building farms there? Why is he not taking all the gold in the world? I mean, whoever controls the center is basically King Midas. Everything they touch turns to gold. Now this may not work out well for Survivalist. He might be throwing a few too many units away here. Another band moving in slowly, 19. Now he's just kind of throwing away Teutonic Knights. Villagers are repairing. I still don't see Tigui. The third thing he should have gotten immediately. That being said, the lack of mobility of the Teuton army here is really saving Prodan's ass. He's up to 26 Gabetos. Might want to throw down a few stone walls. Again, this is open here to the south. It looks like he lost a bunch of villagers in a nice little parabola shape of death. He's going up back up to 4 town centers with this one. Survivalist still at just 2 castles. Survivalist now is not training any military units. Now he's going up to Imperial. He's got 460 stones, so no forward castle incoming anytime soon. And the worst thing, the worst location to shove in the Gabetos is where our blue Malian shoves in the Gabetos, in the middle of 2 tower firing radii, but no. Let's see, what's he gonna do? At least attack the tower, no? +2 attack bonus against buildings. I mean, this is what I thought he was trying to do initially, no? Look how quickly these Gabetos take down towers. Now is the moment. Now you push, but you can't risk your unit's HP like this. He's going up to 33. He's getting a Treb of his own. 26 Teutonic Knights are all that are left. A band of them here. How many? 19, which means what? 7 are back here. Oh, look at that. Yours truly knows math. Somehow, in the middle of all this chaos, Survivalist has managed to sneak in a battering ram. I don't know how he did it. Says the caster whose job it is to look at the map and see where the units are and what's going on. But he did it. I don't know who's on the high ground here. It kind of looks like the tower's on the high ground. Let's see what kind of damage it takes. Okay, that shot just missed the tower. Okay, now we'll get a perfect. Kind of seems like they're on even ground, right? That was 3,500 of damage, which is pretty much. Oh no, pardon me. Never mind. I think the tower is now on the high ground. Right? It should have taken 450 of damage. 2 plus 250. Let's see now. Now it should take 450 unless it's... Yeah, it took 350-ish. Anyway, I'm not going to keep trying to do math. That's just going to embarrass myself. Yeah, Betos need to be healed up. Look at their HP. It's absolutely terrible. Down a third. Survivalist is preparing some kind of scout rush here. For the Teutons, this is as good as it gets. They don't even get light cavalry, but because they come with extra melee armor, they can't take a decent fight. And the villagers, instead of attacking the ram, are giving the ram something to attack by building a house right in its face. And then, you know, Prodan realizes it. 2 Trebs for our Malian fixated on this one castle. This is where the Gabetos need to run in. This is where if they had better HP, they could run in, kill all of these villagers that are repairing the tower, and then get the tower. But our Malian playing very risk averse. Will he get this ram? 22, 16, 3 more. Come on. 1, 2, and down it goes. Okay. So many villagers using their swords to attack. Again, I think Prodan's being a little bit too cautious here. Needs to move in. This is basically 10 free villagers that he can kill. And if Survivalist backs away, even better. Now your Trebs can basically kill that tower for free. And then pivot to the north. And those towers are now keeps. And the 7 Teutonic Knights to the rear. I mean, this is where you need to start kiting now. Come on. Now is the moment you want to attack. Where even are Survivalist Teutonic Knights? Okay. So Survivalist is kind of gathering his army. Not that he really needs to. The Teutonic Knights, it looks like he wanted to trap them in a 1 tile area. But look at the Kapingas being thrown. Okay, why did you stop when there's one more? Okay, now you're relying on your town center. And it should kill him. There we go. Okay. But in come the scouts. That extra melee damage won't help them against the castles, but or melee armor. But it definitely will help against the Gabetos, who are finally elite and finally, no, not fully upgraded, still missing armor upgrades. And another castle gets hungrily eyed by these Teutonic Knights. What will happen first? Will the castle go down or will the knights die? By the way, this base is open. Oh, it was open. Survivalist is going to find that there is no way to get into that settlement. But look at the Gabeto count, 49. What is going on in this game? What a wonky, bonkers game. Gimut, thank you so much for recommending this game. One of my awesome followers on Twitch and in Discord recommended this game for casting. And what a fantastic recommendation. I mean, who doesn't want to see big old armies, especially Teutonic Knights? And now he's going to even more Teutonic Knights. They're elite. They're fully upgraded. Look at the stats. They have 13 melee armor against 15 attack. So the Gabeto still does 2 damage, except the problem now is the Teutonic Knight doesn't have 80 HP anymore. Now it's got 100 HP. It does 21 attack, plus 6 against buildings, as we saw. Castle has been repaired, though. And look at that Pierce Armor. 6. Basically, Hussar level Pierce Armor, which means it should not be afraid of castles, town centers. Tell me you've got Tigui. You still don't have Tigui. Okay. Now, to be fair, Survivalist is throwing away trash units, and Prodan is focusing nicely on both the tower and the humanoid army. But this is the moment you want to park your ass right here. Right here. You want to thread the needle. Oh, he discovers another castle going up, does our blue Malian, and he's going to punish these villagers. Okay. 31 Vil kills to 59. We're an hour and 2 minutes into this game. I have no clue who's winning. The scores say one thing. The villager count says one thing. Survivalist's map control here to the center says one thing. But 64 Gabetos say something else. Although now might not be the time to raid if Prodan knew what we know, which is that his population is 55 lower than his opponent. Look at them. They'll be coming down the mountain when they come. And now the castle is going by 466 stone is what our Malian has to work with to repair it. But there are just way too many Teutonic Knights. The villagers go inside. Okay, abusing the lower Pierce Armor here, but then they pop out. Or pardon me, they were forced out at 20%. They did not pop out. Tigui, still no Tigui. And it looks like the Gabetos are heading back. Only 36 of them remain. There are 17 more somewhere. They're here in the center trying to kite these Teutonic Knights, but there are so many Teutonic Knights. A house attempted, a house denied, and now a villager is trying to attack this unit. Another castle going up. Town center is under attack, and finally the offensive force, the expeditionary force, has returned home. They're busy dealing with this small contingent of Teutonic Knights. Get him. Oh, now the castle comes under attack. It's only at 61%. Will it even go up? 63. It is not going up, and with it not going up, so I mean, this is so confusing. I was going to say, so don't the hopes of Prodan, but wow, Gimut, thank you so much for recommending this game. I mean, look at the kill count. 400 kills between the two players, 90 villager kills to 40, but holy moly. Unique unit versus unique unit. I mean, this is why one of the many reasons I love deathmatch games in the deathmatch mode of this game is because you get to see a lot of unique units, a lot of the most powerful units. There's Crenellations finally, although I don't know why the hell he needs it at this point, unless he's about to drop a castle in the face of his opponent, and then you can fill it up with Teutonic Knights that add arrows. Aside from that, I'm not too sure why Survivalist. Oh, you know why? Because he's rich as Croesus. Croesus? He's basically rich as Mansa Musa is our Teuton. 2,500 gold because he has been mining this gold out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mining camps and a town center, whereas Prodan had control of this area for about 20 to 25 minutes and was not mining a significant amount of gold out of there at all. But holy moly, meme build versus meme build. Why no hand cannoneers to support at least the Gebeto? You've got the food for it. You got gold for it. Or at least you had the gold for it. What an absolute fantastic game. First of all, let's not forget, I mean, it's a long-ass game, so I'm going to keep this post-analysis short. Let's not forget the initial push here by Prodan. The tower push. It wasn't executed perhaps as effectively as he could have. Canceling the tower here, canceling the tower there, losing the tower here. But man, oh man, he kept our Teuton back. And I believe 3 times he penetrated, twice to the south, 1 to the north, the Teuton base. But let's not forget the first half an hour of this game in getting overwhelmed by these Teutonic Knights. Fully upgraded. Look at those stats: 21 attack, 13 armor, 6 pierce armor. But movement speed betrays them every time, except I guess in this time. That being said, there are still 39 Gebetos, so they are almost enough to one-shot these Teutonic Knights, but they are not clumped in a way that they can one-shot. No, they are clumped in a way that will die. These guys are about to die. These guys are about to die. These guys will continue attacking a few straggler TKs to the north, but ultimately, wow, more and more reinforcements are moving forward, and Survivalist shows us, hey, you want a meme build? I'll give you a meme build with a unit that no one will expect you to have a meme build with. 200 Teutonic Knights to 100 Gebetos. Everything else is secondary. Who even cares about everything else? PKPM right at the end of the game for our Malian. PKPM right at the very beginning of the game for our Teuton. And let's see how the economies. Let's see who got more gold. I mean, look at that. 24,000 almost more. Pardon me, 24,000 more resources. Double almost the gold. This is unfortunate. This is really unfortunate. Survivors wood count identical, stone count not that different, but food and gold. This is hand cannoneer Teutonic Knight territory, and oh man, I mean, I guess Gebeto as well. Gebeto does cost food, so that's what that's all about. Relic gold, 4 relics, 2,800 extra gold. So a good chunk of that, about 15% of his gold, coming from relics. Conversions 1 to 0, raisings 43 to 17. What an absolute bonkers game. But I feel like for about 10 or so minutes, maybe even 15 minutes, Prodan just froze. Like I said, the second he saw 55 Teutonic Knights marching in on his castle, his siege workshop, his university, his town center, the second he saw that, he knew this is a lost cause. He did not have murder holes. Immediately, archery ranges, because remember, Malians still do pay 15% less for archery ranges. So I think it's like 7 for the price of 6 or something like that. Immediately archery ranges. He got chemistry immediately, which was fantastic. Immediately hand cannoneers, immediately Tigui, but more important than Tigui, immediately murder holes for your castles if that's going to form part of your defense. And what an absolute epic brawl out of these two. I mean, the kill count at the end of the day is like 10% apart. 218 to 192 is only 26 kills apart. What is that, like 13%? That is nothing for an hour and 5 minutes. And the micro was fantastic in some parts of the game. I remember the Gebetos up here sniping the Teutonic Knights, whereas Survivalist just says, you know what? I've got torque. I may not move fast, but I am unstoppable. And then he just shoved his Teutonic Knights into anywhere he wanted to, took the map control. Again, a little bit surprised that he would seed so many farms here when he's got so many other locations that he can seed farms in. Now, finally, you see them some here. I mean, where even, I guess the Malian destroyed the mill, but look at this poor bastard. This is like every parent who was like, I had to walk 5 miles in the snow to get to school when I was your age, you ungrateful little shit. But in this case, does actually have to walk 5 miles. Where's the closest drop-off point? This town center? Yuckity yuck. That's hilarious. That is hilarious. And unfortunately for our Malian, despite a fun and overall effective, he killed a good number of villagers with that initial push. Ultimately, like I said, I feel like he was in a state of a bit of shell shock once Survivalist took over here. He didn't really know what to do against the Teutonic Knight. I'm glad he didn't go Farimba, even though Farimba is pretty cool. The melee armor in this unit is just way too much. But hand cannoneers, like I said for the millionth time, murder holes, Tigui. The Malians are not without their defenses against this beast of a unit. Unfortunately, our Malian in this case went for the micro heavy intensive kiting unit, which does attack on a 15 against your 13 armor, which means you better micro that unit like crazy. And unfortunately, the micro fell short in this matchup. Survivalist takes the very slow but powerful W with the Teutonic Knight, 200 Teutonic Knights, and GG, truly in a very fun, bloody matchup to both players.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.